So I'm going to protective style my hair a lot more. I need to find that wig that I made because I literally haven't seen it for about 6 months. And wherever it is, I would bet my bottom dollar that that is a tangled mess. I'm thinking that I might take it back out and detangle it and maybe give it a new kind of shape so it matches my... Really gonna focus more on using my hair oil mix. If you watched my video about my favorite products, then you would have seen me talk about my henna and fenugreek and herbal oil mix. I use that on my scalp and I use that on the length of my hair, and I really feel like it has made all the difference to nourishing my strands. And I hope you'd enjoy the next videos coming up. I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next videos, and until the next time, take care. See you later, guys. Okay, so for this tutorial you're going to need a glass jug and a glass jar. I use one with a rubber seal just to keep the moisture out and the mixture fresh. First off, starting with the powders for your Ayurvedic mix, you're going to need Bringhraj. Bringhraj is a natural hair vitamin. It contains lots of good stuff for your hair, promoting growth and preventing hair loss and premature graying. You know I need help with that. I don't even need to tell you, but if you're not sure, then watch my video about my grey hair. The next thing is Amla. You know I love Amla. It's conditioning, promotes growth, stronger hair, and my baby father Henna. Henna is just great for your hair, acts like a building block and fills in all the gaps in your hair. Fenugreek seeds is like the foundation of all Ayurvedic hair mixtures. It contains proteins and combats hair loss, so it's just a good all-rounder. Next on to my essential oils, you've got lavender, rosemary and peppermint. They're the great trio. The combination improves blood flow, stimulates growth, and you know lavender just smells really good, and peppermint makes your hair feel all tingly. The oil base, I'm using castor oil, again well known for thickening hair, and it's a very thick mixture too, so it's good for coating your strands. Avocado oil is great. It contains lots of amino acids, vitamin A, D, E, B6 and other good stuff. Then olive oil, it contains DHT blockers, so it helps prevent hair shedding. So it's a great one to have in your hair growth mix because you don't want to grow your hair and then just lose it. So you go ahead by adding all of those ingredients, the dry ingredients, into your glass jar. You then follow that up by adding your oil mix. I'll put below just the measurements because I don't want to cover it here, but I add a cup of castor oil, a cup of avocado oil and a cup of olive oil. But you know, you can tweak the proportions depending on how thick you like your mixture. I like lots of castor oil and avocado oil because they're nice and thick for my thick strands. If you don't like those oils and prefer something light, then try something like grapeseed oil, almond oil and olive oil is a good one to keep in there. Give that a good stir. And then what you're going to do is I actually put this on over hot water in like a double boiler. That mixture creates about half a litre. I leave it on the double boiler and make sure the water doesn't dry out because you'll ruin your pot. But I leave that on for about 2 hours. You can decide not to use heat to preserve most of the nutrients, but you'll need to leave it in the jar for about 4 weeks. You just skip out the step where you put it on the double boiler and you go straight to putting it in that glass jar and leaving it sealed for about 4 weeks before you use it because you'll need to let it infuse. I then go ahead once I've left it on for 2 hours and pour it into my glass jar. Be careful, as you can see I'm using the tea towel because it's really hot. I add all of the ingredients in, all the seeds, all the good stuff, and I'll just leave it in the glass jar and I'll decant that into an applicator bottle in small portions as I need it. The reason why I leave the herbs and the seeds in is because I just continue to let that to infuse. I like the idea of it continuing to grow in strength. I add my essential oils after just because I don't want to kind of dissipate the goodness of the essential oils, and I add about 10 drops of each. I like to add a little bit more peppermint oil because I like the tingling sensation it gives to my scalp. I think it brings like the tingly feeling. It kind of makes my hair feel like it's stimulated and hopefully growing a bit more. So I'll just add the essential oils as I see fit. I really like the smell of lavender, so I am quite generous with the lavender. To be honest, I just throw the whole thing in until I like it. Just do what you like in terms of proportions. There's no right or wrong answer. And feel free to leave any of those out if you don't think it will work for your hair. Sometimes I add a bit of tea tree oil in as well, just to help act as a antibacterial and preservative. The last thing that I'm going to add that I didn't mention before is MSM powder. I add about half a teaspoon of MSM powder. I wouldn't recommend adding any more than half a teaspoon if you're not used to using it, but if you are used to it, then feel free to add a teaspoon. MSM is one of the building blocks of your hair, and it's known to increase the anagen phase of hair growth, which is essentially the growth phase before your hair starts to shed. So it increases that. Basically, it's supposed to help your hair grow longer before it starts to naturally shed. I give that a good stir, and I scrape out any of the last bits because I don't want to lose any of that mixture. Give it a good sniff. Have I got enough stuff in there? I'm going to go ahead and add some more peppermint. As I say, just do this to your own liking. This really helps my hair to grow, so I would recommend you using it. I only use a little bit each week, and that whole jar will last me a good month. Like I said, decant it as I need it into a small applicator bottle, but I tend to use this 2 to 3 times a week, and I give my scalp a good massage with my fingertips, not my nails. I'm really hoping this is going to help me to achieve my next goal of getting all the way down to bra strap length, but I use it to seal my hair as well. Basically, it's just the only oil I use. Sometimes I'll use it in my deep conditioner mix as well, although I do tend to use some of the like pure oils. That's the next day, and you can see that the oil's kind of separated. It's all good. Like I say, I just leave it as it is. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned for my next video. Thanks guys, take care, bye.